As I stated in the first video, the point of this series is to provide you with a better context and basic understanding of the Silmarillion, so that you can enjoy a clearer and deeper reading of its stories. While there are many factors that make the Silmarillion a challenging book, one of the most glaring oversights is the lack of visual aids to describe the changing landscape of the world. For example, The Lord of the Rings features 5 maps that contain all of the relevant locales and how they relate to one another. The Silmarillion, on the other hand, contains only 2 maps, both of the same region, Beleriand. But Beleriand is almost completely irrelevant to the story until Chapter 10, and even then the included map lacks important context and locales, such as the location of Angband, the Mordor of the First Age. Additionally, it's not even clear where this land is in relation to other lands, especially the Middle-earth of the Third Age. In this video, I'll provide several rough maps and explain how they assist in better understanding the Silmarillion. In Chapter 1, the world that will become known as Middle-earth is essentially one large landmass with a lake in the middle. On this lake stands the island home of the Valar, Almarin. Since there is no sun yet, the Valar construct 2 giant lamps to light the world, Iluin and Ormal. Melkor, being the destroyer that he is, eventually knocks down these lamps, and it causes the once simple form of Arda to be marred irreparably. After the destruction of the 2 lamps, the Valar make a new home for themselves in the far west, a land called Aman. They settle in the region they will call Valinor and establish the city of Valmar. Meanwhile, Melkor returns to Autumno in the far north, and constructs another fortress known as Angband to serve as a first line of defense against the Valar. Eventually, the Elves awaken in Cuivianen, on the eastern shore of the Sea of Helkar. In order to secure their safety, the Valar wage war on Melkor, destroying Autumno, imprisoning him, and once again radically changing the shape of Arda. With Melkor imprisoned, the Valar now seek to bring the Elves to Valinor from Cuivianen. It's a long journey, and not all of the Elves are willing. Those who are willing eventually make it to Beleriand and cross the sea on Tol Eressëa, the Lonely Isle. From here, the action mainly takes place in Valinor through Chapter 9, with Ungoliant and Melkor striking from the south and fleeing to the north across the Helcaraxe. The Noldor follow in pursuit, and from that point, the map of Beleriand included in the book becomes relevant. Just realize that Angband Thangorodrim is just to the north of the map, and you should be able to follow the action for the rest of the story. The map of Beleriand that is included in the book becomes relevant in Chapter 10, and will remain relevant through Chapter 24. Having fled the Blessed Realm in the far west, Morgoth emerges from the northwest and re-enters his ancient fortress of Angband on the northern edge of the map. It is also helpful to understand that Beleriand is situated to the west of the region known as Eriador in the Third Age, across the Blue Mountains. You may wonder why Beleriand doesn't exist on the Third Age maps. That's a good question, but you'll have to read the Silmarillion to find out. To conclude this video, I'd like to strongly encourage you to pick up a copy of Karen Wynne Fonstad's The Atlas of Middle-earth. It's an excellent companion for the stories of the Silmarillion, and features highly detailed maps for every period of Middle-earth's history. You can find a link to purchase it in the show notes below. In the next video, we'll examine chapters 1 through 5 of the Silmarillion, which describe the shaping of Arda and the awakening of the Elves. If you'd like a longer discussion of the topics explored in this video, check out my podcast, The Tolkien Road, which includes long conversations about each chapter of the Silmarillion, as well as many other Tolkien works. You can also find handy text guides to each chapter at silmguide.com. Check out the links below for more info. Make sure to subscribe to this channel by clicking the subscribe button below, and click the alerts icon to get notified when a new video is released. Thanks for watching, and until next time, Namarye.